Hello everyone, this is Teresa, the Crafty Grams. I was not planning to do a video today, but what I've just experienced I think deserves to be recorded as a public service announcement, basically. So I've done some coffee dyeing today, and I tried something new, a couple of new things actually. Did some index cards, some paper envelopes. These are vellum envelopes. These are vellum tags, which don't look like they have much coffee color to them. And these are little bitty tags. And I've done a variety of different weights of paper. And I did some sheets of address labels. The different thing I did today was that instead of laying them out in the sun to dry it in the extremely hot sun of Georgia, like I usually do, I put them in the dryer. That's right, folks. I put my papers in the clothes dryer, the tumble dryer, whatever you want to call it. And this is the results. Thankfully, nothing caught on fire, nothing burned, nothing melted. My house is still standing, the dryer still works. So, yeah, first thing is these did not fare so well. I should have just hung them from the hook somewhere and let them air dry, because they're just really frayed, I guess, at the edges. So in doing the tumble dry process, everything, the edges and corners of everything got really chewed up looking, some to the point of tearing. Some of these envelopes tore at the at that fold, and I wasn't worried about the adhesive so much, because either I wouldn't have glued them closed anyway, or I would have used additional glue, like glue stick. I guess none of those tore at the, but one of these did, I know for sure. So yeah, the dryer, there we go. The dryer was not exactly friendly to my papers that I put in there. And most of the papers came out okay. This one I crumpled up, wadded up into a ball before I put it in there, and it didn't fare so well at all. Some of them only got a little bit coffee dyed, which I'm not upset about that at all. Look at this poor soul. Dyed twice, because it was definitely murdered in the dryer. So this is one of my favorite ones with the actual, I took the jar that I put my coffee in and dipped it in some of the coffee and just sort of made actual coffee rings. And like I said, most of the paper came out okay, but the corners being chewed up did not make me happy. Well, that one didn't fare so well. But the biggest thing, the biggest fail was the address labels, okay? This one came out the best. I had 3 sheets in there, and this one survived with the least amount of damage. This one, I believe it was this one. This one, yeah, just sort of came apart at that perforation there, which I guess that's okay. And once I took them out and ironed them, they were all right. But this one, it was so folded and bent on itself, I thought I'd never get it undone without tearing it all. And again, I'm not so worried about the adhesive, because I have no idea how old these labels are, and I was probably going to have to reinforce them with another kind of glue anyway. So I also did these 2 pieces of fabric, which were white. They were white on white, and I love the way they came out. That's just fabulous to me. So I'm really, really pleased with that. So while I have you all here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about sewing. My sewing skills are nearly nothing, and I have had a sewing machine for quite a while that I battle with. I occasionally initiate the battle once again to see if I, by some miracle, come out the winner in this situation. The problems that I have with my sewing machine are the tension of the bobbin thread, the tension of the top thread. It all just, I get one right and the other one breaks. I get one right and the other one has issues. I've had so many thread globs thrown out by my bobbin. It's just not even funny. However, I sat down on Sunday and we did a little bit of battle and we came to a mutual understanding. I would not say that I won the battle, but we have an agreement now, apparently. So I managed to take some of the these things, book page folders that we did the other day in my very, very short video. And I was able to sew them, but I only have white thread. So it didn't show up very well, but they turned out really, really well. And I'm completely pleased with that. Now I'll just see what happens when I get the nerve up to put the different thread on it. So part of what I did when I coffee dyed was I put the whole skein of thread that I had on my machine, I put it in the coffee and dyed it. I'm waiting for it to dry. So hold on just a second. I'll see how it's going. Sorry, I guess I should have gotten it before I started recording, but whatever. So looks like it's going to be very variegated. And what I did was I'd use a spaghetti sauce jar for my dyeing most of the time. So I just dropped it in there head first. And it looks like all of the threads got some coloration to an extent, but I also see that where it's wrapped, it's going to be, the colors are not exactly even or consistent or whatever, but I think it will be fine. It's definitely better than the stark white I was using. Now, the only thing is what will happen if the inside of it is not allowed or given a chance to dry all the way through. That'll be interesting to see. So, follow along and see what happens. Also, so Sunday, the reason I decided to sit down and do battle with my sewing machine again was because Sundays are what I call stitching Sundays, where I mostly do cross stitch. So I wanted to show you what I'm working on, just in case it's something that another another hobby that you might have as well. So, bear with me. So I have this gorgeous Thea Governor pattern that I had been just about pining for a couple of years, and then finally Hobby Lobby had it at $79.99, which I'm never going to pay that much for anything that contains thread and fabric, like not even clothes. So I bought it eventually using a 40% off coupon, which obviously they don't do anymore. So it's a very patchy pattern to do because it's not a lot of, row after row and column after column of stitches. So it sort of jumps around a little bit, and it takes quite a while to do, but that's my progress so far. I'm somewhere in the middle, excuse me, I'm somewhere in the middle of the pattern, or close to the middle of the pattern, and I am on page. I am on page. Yeah, it has to be this whole thing because I'm on page 4 of 8. And they're like larger than even legal size paper. They're just large pieces of paper. So anyway, that's what I do on Sundays. And I probably just messed myself up. Nope, that really is the top. Okay, so I just wanted to let y'all know that maybe if you ever get the idea of drying your coffee dyed papers in the clothes dryer, might not be the best method. Now, would I do it again? I know you will be disappointed when I say I cannot promise that I wouldn't do it again. Might do it a little differently and leave out certain things, but I mean, it is what it is. I am who I am. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.